Hey, greetings, Groovy Gardener. All right, oh my gosh, it is sunny out. There is no cold wind. It's actually a little sanctuary space. So I thought I'd invite everybody over for a tiny visit and just show you what I got going on. So as you can see, greenhouse is all steamy. Last time I looked, it was 23 degrees in there and everybody seemed happy. A bunch are moving out in the next 2 days so that the babies from downstairs can come in, but they're okay right now. My outdoor guys are pretty happy. Once again, if you've seen any of my earlier videos, I have a complicated space for being able to transition plants. I'm in a city surrounded by buildings and fences and trees. And so sunlight is at a premium. And I often, during this stage of things, will move crates of plants around and boxes so that they can maximize their access to sun. So these guys will be here until a certain time around lunchtime, at which point they will transition out to the section of the courtyard that's currently in shade, but it will be in beautiful sun. So mobile greenhouse is the solution when you don't have a big space for sun. Another quick thing I wanted to point out, check it out. All right, so let's see if I can do this and not create a lot of shadow so you can still see what's going on. Okay, do you recognize my little white jugs? Yeah, that's my winter sowing jug. See, there's a couple guys who still have their lids on, coming off today. Obviously, some took off more than others. The spinach over here that you see, I had planted it thick as grass in the jug, and I had to transplant it out because had grown in thick as grass. So now that it's warm, all those little tiny spinach seedlings are going to take off, and I will get them transplanted once they're a bit bigger because they're just a little fragile right now. In here, I've got zinnias and cosmos and marigolds and all kinds of things getting started, some a little slower than others. The big bushy green guys, those are the Brussels sprouts. Yay! I'm so happy. Sometimes I didn't get great success in germination, and I figured out winter sowing is the way for them. Same thing with nasturtiums. They're really fussy to germinate on their own sometimes because, I don't know, they just have their own thing. I think they just like being able to grow in the ground, and being planted in planters offends them, which fair enough. I dig that. They want freedom. So they did really well over the winter sowing as well. I didn't put tons of seeds in there because didn't want to waste them. But yeah, so I'm going to transplant the Brussels sprouts and nasturtiums today into little tiny cups. I'm going to let the other guys soak up the sun and get warm. A bunch of the guys in the greenhouse, you can't see them, but they are huge and beautiful. This is their last day in there. They're coming out into the real world tomorrow because they're UV light strong now. Now I just want them to get ready for a little bit more colder temperatures. These guys have been out. They've had to endure cold. They were some crazy early starts that I was experimenting with, and unbelievably, still doing well. They have been outside of the greenhouse for 3 weeks. Yeah, these are peppers that have been growing outside for 3 weeks, so God bless them. And the last thing I'm going to do today is I am making holes in little cups to turn them from drinking cups into planters. So I've got my soldering iron outside. I've got my little rock solar plug here. It is a little portable power pack that I use in power outages, but it's also really handy for bringing outside if I want to run a soldering iron or anything else that requires electricity. It works really well for that. So anyways, here we are in the little sanctuary. We've got the bird bath going. The tiger lilies are coming up. We got lupins and wild violets and hostas. I'm not going to show you all the rest of the flowers because they're about to get magnificent and you'll get to see lots of them. But today's lessons are mobile greenhouse. Get out of the way of the sun, lady. Move the plants around when you're in the city to take advantage and get as much sun as you can to get them through that early phase. And making my own planter cups with my own soldering iron. Hope everybody out there is getting wild. Hope you're growing your joy. I know the world is chaos, but that's okay. We're good here. We can handle this. We can grow our joy anywhere. Love y'all.